Hello, this is Airsoft 113 here, and thanks for watching part 2. Or I guess, yeah, welcome to part 2. Yeah. So, we've made our stencils. And so now, I'll show you how I cut them out so that you don't get all kinds of weird frayed edges. First, I'm just going to take the first on the top. You're going to take your hobby knife, be careful, and just cut. Always have a cutting board. This is just an old painting board before I realized I could use an old gun. So don't cut them out all the time, just, kind of cut a slit. So, so that you can get in there easier with the scissors, because I find it easier to cut with scissors than with a hobby knife, because I usually put too much pressure, and then slip. So then I cut the entire thing, so I find it easier. Always be careful when using this to cut with scissors. So there's that one. You don't really have to cut it as many times as I do. I just do that so it's easier for me. It's not the hardest thing to cut, especially with a hobby knife. But if you did want to save these for reverse, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'll try that one time, but, if you really wanted to, then I guess you could just cut them out with the hobby knife. This one is always the one that gets me, because they're skinny, hard to, stay in the lines, I guess. See right there? Came out. Well, it's right there. That's always, I know I've probably said this, but always be careful when using a hobby knife. And now your main stencil. See, this is where it helps if you colored them, because if you don't know what you're cutting and then you cut here in the middle, then you've kind of messed it up, because then there'll be two cuts right next to each other and it'll be a really wide tiger stripe, and it's going to look pretty weird. Sorry about that. So now you have them all slitted, I guess is what you could practically say. So now you're going to set your hobby knife in the side where you know where it is, so you don't jab your hand with it, because they're pretty sharp. And you're going to You're going to take your scissors, and you're going to go in from the slit and start to cut. Be very careful when cutting so that you don't cut into another stencil, another design on this. What I mean is, like, make sure when you're cutting this way, you don't cut into that one, because that'll also mess it up. I've done that before, and you don't want to have to start over. Okay, so here's what the first one, you know, what it'll cut out, what it'll look like. So now, okay, so this is, I guess, what it should look like when you're done cutting. I made the mistake, I don't know if you noticed, but I divided these in half, and then I accidentally cut it, so that's what happens when you're not completely careful. And a good way to know if you like your stencils is turn it over on the back, and if you don't like the way it looks, because this is the way it'll look when it's, you know, like that. So that's how to cut, and I will cut them out. I'll cut them all out, then show you, and then I will, I guess, do Tiger with that. So, yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is all the finished stencils. I'll put them on the back so you can see what it's gonna look like. Here's the second detail, or sorry, the second base, main detail, accents, and main base. So I guess right now you'll see a painting. So yeah. Okay, so this is just a camo using our stencils. It's not really the best one. I did this in like 5 minutes. I think it's pretty cool, but you know, whatever. I didn't use them all. I couldn't find our, you know, weird accent one, because knowing my luck, it probably got blown away in our heavy wind. And I didn't use the detail because, for the only reason of, I didn't have any brown. I would have put brown in there, but I didn't have any. I'm running really low on practically all my colors, so I'm going out this weekend to get some more. I did use this one, though. What I did was I did OD green base, and then oregano with these ones, and then moss green with this, and then black with the accents, and I would have done little things of brown. So, and then dusted it with black and OD green. And I think it's, you know, I like it, but, you know, whatever. I don't care if you like it. So, if you do really want to see this, like, in depth, so you can get it right, for some whatever reason that you actually like it, just send me a personal message, and if I get around to getting all the paints, then I guess I'll make it if you really want it. So, yeah, rate, comment, and subscribe.